Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Content Hub of Dallas, broadcasting live with the hottest show on the internet, Iconic Messengers. I am your host, Pat Hilton, coming at you from Dallas, Texas. Greetings from Texas. It doesn't get any bigger than this, folks. And while you may be hyped up today, maybe you heard an incredible speech from someone at the Democratic National Convention this year, or maybe you heard an incredible speech from someone at the Republican National Convention this year, and for some reason you think, man, it's been 4 years and these people, they're gonna help me this time. They are gonna help me. And I mean, I got to tell you, I've been on this planet now for 41 years. I've been on this planet for 41 years, and I have heard every empty promise that you could possibly hear, in my opinion, at this point, from politicians. Okay? And I'm not referencing any side. I'm just telling you, neither of these sides, they're not going to save you. You got to go down the middle with your game. Stay out of the left and right. Go down the middle. Focus. Be great. Excel. Because ultimately, you can only control you. You cannot control Donald Trump. You cannot control Kamala Harris. You cannot control that. You can vote for whoever you want, and that is your right as an American. But what you can't do is control all the outside factors that are going to come at you no matter what. Nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. And I think the sooner you realize that, I knew this a long time ago because, I mean, I'm old school. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. You know, and in St. Louis, Missouri, there's not a whole lot of things to do, right? You watch the St. Louis Blues. Generally, they lose in the playoffs. We did get one Stanley Cup. And you watch the St. Louis Cardinals, and you go to church. That's what we did growing up. And you run around outside and play sports. Cardinals, the Blues, church, and running around and playing outside. That was all there was to do in good old St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm so glad that I grew up there because it gave me this interesting perspective on the world. Because while St. Louis is a really small town, the people in that town have really big hearts. And so I was trained at a young age to look for real heart. And we were always told that if you go out there and you do a great job and you show up with a ton of heart and you're honest and you fight for it, you can be victorious if you're doing the right thing. If you're saying one thing and doing it over a consistent amount of time, the result will come. And I think my biggest issue as a 41-year-old American at this point is I've heard for the last 25, 30 years that these politicians are going to come and they're going to help small business owners and they're going to help the middle class and they're going to help this and they're going to help that, and they never do shit. Any of them. We're not taking sides anymore. We need to just talk about the fact that there's so much corruption that nothing gets done. Because now, especially at this point, and I've never seen it this aggressive before, but I mean, people on the left, they hate the right, and people on the right, they hate the left, and it leaves the middle, which is where I'm like, that's kind of a good point. And that's kind of a good point. I'm not like 100%, because I'm actually a critical thinker. Logical concept, right? So like there's some things I like over there and some things I like over there and here and there and there. But I know for a fact that none of these people are coming to save me. They're not. I remember I was texting my buddy Mike Hambright. If you don't know who Mike Hambright is, give Mike Hambright a follow. Great guy. Dallas guy. Old school guy. Put in the work. When I say old school, I mean experience. Okay? That's what I mean by that word. I love the old school guys because they're like, hey, Pat, you got this and this and this really good. Tweak this one thing and you'll be so much better. And pow, dude, you pop. And I was telling him, hey, man, I remember, 15 years ago, driving around, playing all these gigs and blah, 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 and the people on the TV, right? Doesn't matter who they are, whether that was like Mitt Romney or Barack Obama or this person or whoever, but they always say the same thing. They're going to help me. They're going to help me. You're going to be prosperous. You're going to crush it. And we got your back. And what I realized was anytime I turned around, none of those people were there. Right? They're never going to help me. I have to do this for myself. I have to be a voice for what I need and for what I want. And then as I grew up older and I started to get around really, really successful people, I noticed something, and I actually texted my buddy this morning. So I do some social media and I do some acquisition marketing for a guy. His name's Kyle Mallion. And this is a great example of someone you want in your corner. I'm going to explain to you why. Anytime I bait Kyle with some kind of joke or silly talking point about a political thing or this or that or the other thing, he doesn't respond. But anytime I'm like, oh man, that promo we did was great. Looks like it's doing awesome. You know, bing, bang, boom, boom, boom. Let me know what we can do better. Great event. Looks like this performed really well. Let's try that again or whatever. Oh yeah, man. Hey, great job. Love what you're doing out there. Always behind you. Boom, 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 boom. But when I try to like go off and just like be funny or anything that would be a distraction to him, and it's just my personality, he doesn't hold it against me. He just doesn't respond. And I've started to kind of pick up on this pattern. I did a video episode about patterns the other day. What kind of patterns are you seeing? This is one of those patterns. These people, they get on TV and they say, we're for the middle class. We're going to help you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's like, I'm 41 and they haven't really done very much for me at all. I had to go out there and meet people like Kyle that don't get distracted by that and work with those people. This is a great lesson on why some people are elite performers in a category and others aren't. And for me too, because I'm not there yet. I got a long way to go. I'm good at running my yapper a little bit. You know, maybe I could be on one of the conventions one day. I get my mouth yapping enough, but I honestly wouldn't even want to speak at either one of those events, to be completely honest, because then I get categorized forever. So I wouldn't take that gig. I actually say no. You might not even believe this. I actually say no to a ton of gigs now. Tons of them. Because I just, nope. And so, as you continue to navigate through the week, I want you to think about the fact that only you can help yourself get the results. Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or anybody can't get you the result. I'm actually talking about how dedicated you are right now on the Facebook live stream. This is a great example of why people are category leaders. It's a great illustration of that fact. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Anyway, Kyle Lillard just responded, hey, man, busy, blah, 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 blah. Dude, what a great example, right? The people that you know that are the most focused, most successful people, right, that you work with, and we work with a lot of them here. I'm a goofy dude. But when someone teaches you a lesson like that, they don't spend a second on stuff that they can't control. This dude, he can't control Kamala or Donald. He can't control if it's Harris or it's Trump. All he can control is, I want to be so great at what I do that Pat Hilton's my MC, Pat Hilton's my marketing guy, we're dominating, we're growing the community, and we're helping people win. That's why he's a leader. What a great example of that. So I encourage you, as people blow their horns all weekend about Republicans and Democrats and for the next 65 days, and I do it a little bit too. I'll jaw jab with some people, and I shouldn't. I want you to think about the fact that you're the only person that's going to get the results. You are the only person that's driving the vehicle, and you have to take that vehicle to success no matter what the circumstances are, whether it's Donnie or Kami. That came out wrong. But I mean, it's fitting regardless of which one it is. Okay. You have to win on your own. Nobody's coming to save you. Maybe Jesus if you're lucky. But you better stay focused on what you need to do to be successful and prosperous. Because, dude, the people that you know that are the category leaders, they're not getting distracted by left-right. They're going down the middle. They're not distracted by the left and the right. They're down the middle. They're focused. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they're not worried about the crowd. They're not worried about the audience. They're worried about beating the opponent on the court. Let's stay focused this weekend. Let's stay driven. Stay in the zone. Great example. This is why it's so important to be in good communities. I talk about it, but that's a real life example. Dude, the leaders aren't distracted. They don't even care what anybody said in Chicago or what anybody said in Wisconsin or wherever these things were held. They're focused on what do I need to do. Prices going up. Your skills better be going up. And they better go up double, triple, quadruple over the next few years. Let's go. It's never been easy. It wasn't supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be broadcasting live from the content hub of Dallas. It's Pat Hilton, the acoustic force, the most dangerous man in the game. 10X Growth Con Hall of Fame. Remember the motherfucking name. See you next time.